I want to talk about Tyler Mahle, and we can power rank the power rankings. But let's do that in a minute.
Okay.
So Tyler Mahle, his longest start in 3 years.
That's awesome.
Now, obviously, I realize he's been out because of injury a whole lot of that time. But still, these last 2 starts have done a ton for me in terms of confidence level. Because, look, what happened? Tyler Mahle was out. He comes back. He throws, 3 games?
Bad.
Then he has to be shut down. And you're like, oh, crap. And so he comes back, first start of the season. He didn't get shut down as much as he just did. He pitched poorly.
Bad. Yeah,
and they're like, well, you're out of the game because you are walking every single human in the world. And so these last 2 games have really done a ton for my confidence level.
He, yesterday, 7 innings pitched, 1 run, 2 hits, 4 strikeouts, 1 walk on 94 pitches. That's a fantastic outing.
Did you know in the 12 innings in these last 2 starts, he's walked fewer people than he did in that first start?
Really?
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure this thing. Okay. So yesterday was the first game where he threw at least 7 innings, allowed 2 or fewer hits in his career.
Is that right?
According to Jared Sandler.
Holy moly.
That's again.
Wow.
If you're going to dial it up for the bullpen every day and you're going to dial it up for what you want in the playoffs, 7 innings, holy cow. You got 7 innings out of your starter. You're looking really good. And so to get that in the regular season from Mahle, fantastic. But it's the way he's pitching, Kevin, that I'm liking so much. He's very in control of his fastball. It moves side to side. Everything else that he throws moves in lots of different directions, east, west, north, south. He's pitching well. It's not just I'm out there throwing and I'm guessing on where I'm putting it. He is in absolute control of his fastball. And I think that right now he looks as, you know how pitchers always tell us you have to have conviction behind every pitch, faith that the pitch is going to work out. Like I'm throwing it. I believe it's going to work out. It's going to happen. He looks as confident as anybody in the rotation, even as confident as Eovaldi. DeGrom doesn't look that confident right now because DeGrom's still trying to figure out his mechanics. But Mahle has found his groove on the mound, and it feels really nice to know that he's there because I had the same questions you had. I think this show was very apprehensive when it came to him being in this starting rotation. And as long as he is, I feel like he might be the kind of guy that needs a little something to prove all the time. And that one game where he kind of got knocked down gave him the, you know what, I'm not going to let that happen again. So I hope that this stays for a while. He gets knocked down, and then he goes back after it again. I think that's going to happen to him this year.
I mean, and when you talk about, if you want to talk about something to prove, he has not been a full-time quality starting pitcher in 4 years.
Yeah.
And again, I realize he had glimpses of it in 2022. He got close-ish to pitching the whole season, and then injuries really derailed him. But Tyler Mahle is one of the things that we've talked about, like, hey, I can't wait to see what Leiter does and what Rocker does. And I understand all of that. But Tyler Mahle stepping into that role and being somebody you could depend on, especially depend on to be a quality starter, because that's like not really the way I feel with Patrick Corbin. I feel like the Rangers know they can depend on him to throw 6 innings.
Yeah.
And
look, today is a lose game.
Yeah.
But we're probably, we got a pitcher that can save our bullpen.
Exactly. Whereas hopefully Mahle can be a version of that where they're like, hey, we feel like we're going to be in this game. We feel like we can win this game.
And one of the other things that you may have noticed yesterday, he may have set the key to keep base runners from stealing. If you observed yesterday, he wasn't throwing at the same time in the pitch clock yesterday. He varied it up a lot of different ways. He had a lot of different approaches to the way that he would step off here. Basically, what he was doing was saying, I'm not going to give you a routine that you can go, all right, I timed it up. I know when to go on this guy. He varied it up so much that you kind of had to guess. And I think that might be a roadmap for all the rest of the pitchers to go, oh, I can just do this to adjust it a little bit instead of I'm not even going to try and hold a runner on and try and help out Jonah. Jonah has a good arm. I mean, we talked about that yesterday. He has a good arm, but he needs a little bit of help.
And Boch said we need to help our pitchers out.
And they did. And I don't know if Maddox was like, hey, here's my approach, or if somebody else came in and said, just vary up the. It's kind of like if I'm quarterback and I snap it as the clock's running down every time, then the defense knows I can just jump whenever the clock runs. All I got to do is watch the clock.
Yeah.
But
I think about that all the time.
But if I vary it up at 7 seconds, 3 seconds, 12 seconds, I'm getting them off kilter the whole time.
Now, before we get to power rankings, I want to read this from the 254. Kevin, have you seen Ice Pirates? It's glorious. My response, is it? And they responded and said, it's awesomely terrible. Pretty sure you'd like it. That person gets me.
They do get you.
That is the kind. And I looked it up. It's a 1984 science fiction comedy, and it's called Ice Pirates. So I don't know how I didn't know this was a movie before today. All right, let's go to the power rankings. If you want to go ahead and send in your prediction for where the Rangers sit in the power rankings, I'm glad to hear it. In the meantime, who is the worst baseball team in all of the lands?
Oh, is it Seattle?
It is not.
Okay, sorry. I just wanted to guess Seattle because
man, in your face, Seattle.
we get a chance to play them, and they stink. They do stink right now. Is it still the White Sox?
Tied for last place. It is indeed the White Sox. As for the second straight season, they have started the year 2-9. Consider this: they won their first game. So they've only gone 1-9 since then.
You know what? It really stinks that when they won that game, my buddy's a White Sox fan, and he was like bragging about it, and I was like, "It's the Angels, bro." And here they are I believe they are at the top of the AL West right now, and I was like, "Oh crap!" So
you know what's really weird? Martin Perez has pitched well for the White Sox. Like, this would be a time that you're like, yeah, we could take that, but maybe pitching in a place where everyone assumes you're going to lose.
Yeah,
nobody really gives a damn about what happens one way or another. I imagine that's probably an easier experience. So the bottom 5 goes White Sox, Rockies, Marlins. That feels tough. Pirates and Nationals.
The Pirates with Paul Skeens?
Well, yeah, but their team still sucks.
They got Livy Dunn rooting for them.
Okay. Look, if we were putting together who has the best power couple, then look, the Pirates are pretty high up on the list. But that doesn't change their fortunes when it comes to win-loss.
Good question here. And I think it's still Travis and Taylor. I mean, I think so. I'm not sure. But what about Haley Steinfeld and Josh Allen versus Paul Skeens and Livy Dunn versus Taylor and Travis?
So,
which one's the power couple in sports?
It's tough because I don't know how many people who are just sports fans or whatever
I'm trying to think
know
of an
who
NBA
Haley
version.
Steinfeld is.
Oh, really?
That's just, they might still think when Ron Washington was making the lineup, that's Steinfeld, and you're like, no, it's a different thing.
Kate Bishop.
Yeah, so I'm not sure. Maybe everybody does. I mean, clearly she's doing well.
Yeah.
But I don't know how many people know who
she
that
loves
is.
her man.
All right. Do you want to go to the top of the list? Do you want to go to the Rangers? Or is that answer the same?
Oh my gosh. I feel like we need to go to the top of the list.
All right. Corey, who is the number 1 team in all of baseball?
The way you said that, it makes me think it's the Texas Rangers. Or the Dodgers. Still.
Corey?
Or the Padres. Alex.
Just go Dodgers.
Dodgers.
Okay, Alec, I'm going to go to you for a second.
Oh, no.
Riddle me this, Mr. Medford.
Batman.
Why would the Dodgers be number 1? Let's take a look.
In the AL West.
Because they have the best record in the National League? Nope. Second best? Nope. Third best? Nope. Fourth best? Yes. So you're taking the 4th best team in the National League over the team that has the by God best record in the American League? That's what you're telling me?
Yeah, because it's ESPN.
Well, you know what?
Good point.
You made the right decision.
Hold on.
Because the Dodgers are, in fact, number 1.
I do want to. What he just said makes a lot of sense because let's go back to the Mavericks game last night. Every time they went to break, it said L.A. Lakers on ESPN. I was like, what? There's 2 teams playing tonight.
No, there's not.
No, there's not.
No, there's not.
No.
We're there.
We're just
all right.
You're part of it.
We're the B side.
You're the you're the stormtroopers.
Yeah. Look, John Smoltz tried to make us the B side in the World Series against the Diamondbacks, like one of the most nondescript franchises in all of sports. And John Smoltz was still like, you know what? You're the B side. So that's just how it's going to be. Yeah, but you're right. It was, in fact, the Los Angeles Dodgers. They're number 1. How do you think the power rankings go from there?
Standings wise, I feel like it should be the Padres.
Padres are 3rd.
Huh?
Padres are third. Hey,
They have a really good record.
keep this in mind. The Miami Marlins are 6-6.
Okay.
And they're third to last.
Phillies are hot.
Philadelphia Phillies are second. So check this out. Top 4, all National League teams. The Dodgers,
Dang.
the Phillies, the Padres, and the Mets.
Okay.
But at number 5, there is, in fact, an American League team. I already told you that the Rangers have the best record in the American League. Do you believe the Rangers are 5th in the power ranking?
I don't want to get tricked again, Alec. Do you think that he's trying to trick us?
I think he is, because I think they're probably a couple spots lower. And I bet if we're doing the whole it's ESPN thing that we just created, who do you think it is? I think it's the Yankees.
You know what, Kevin? Because we are all Tolos and we agree that Best Buy windows and siding doesn't give you tricks.
Mm-hmm.
I'm with Alec on this one. I think it's the Yankees. It's on his face.
Now, that answer that you just gave is stupid, because who has the best record in the American League? The Rangers. Do the Yankees have the second best record? No. Do they have the third best record? No. Do they have the fourth best record? Yeah, or else we're drifting into Bobby Belt territory where I just list every single thing, and our boss is going to be upset about that. Love you, Bobby.
Does anybody remember that?
The New York Yankees, who have the fourth best record in the American League, are in fact number 5 on this list. So consider this. In ESPN's Power Rankings, the team with the fourth best record in the NL is the top NL team, and the team with the fourth best record is the top AL team. Are they also the unquestioned top media markets in the country? Sure. Is that a coincidence? Maybe. Number 6, the Chicago Cubs. I feel like the Rangers really helped out a lot with this, as the Chicago Cubs rocketed up the list from 14 to 6. You know who was 6 last week? The Rangers. They have now fallen all the way, brace yourself, to number 7.
2 games. 2 games and they fall.
They only fell one
It's the
spot.
most ridiculous plan.
No,
in the
it's not
history.
the most
you, John
ridiculous thing in the
Smoltz.
history of baseball, John Smoltz.
Thank you.
And also, and what he was talking about was that he was biased against the Rangers. That's what he said was the most ridiculous thing in the history of baseball. Okay, but my point is this.
I don't think so. There's a lot of ridiculous things that have been said.
Yes, there are. The Texas Rangers are 7th on the list. They are the second highest rated AL team. And really, I get that it's just for fun and it doesn't totally matter. But I am really glad that the Rangers won that game yesterday.
Oh, absolutely.
So I know they didn't win the series,
They needed
but you
to.
don't get swept. And you are in first place in your division. And you have the best record in the American League, despite having a negative run differential. Try not to worry about that.